Welcome back to my channel where we take trash like plastic bags, newspapers, glass bottles, paper, cardboard, clothing, shoes, old computers, tires, basically anything you can imagine and turn it into something beautiful and useful through creative DIY projects, expert guidance, and a lot of fun. I'm your host here to help you see how useful plastic can be. Today, we're going to learn how to build simple yet stylish furniture from repurposed plastic. You've seen furniture made from plastic bottles before, but have you ever seen furniture made from plastic crates? That's what we're gonna make today. We are gonna make a small stool, and then at the end I am going to show you how to make a small table out of plastic crates too. So let's jump in. To get started, you're gonna need some repurposed plastic. Plastic crates are really great for this. They're super easy to cut and work with. But you could also use old plastic boards or large plastic containers. You're also gonna need some basic tools like a saw, a drill, some screws, sandpaper, and paint. Now you don't need paint. I just like to paint mine. It's completely up to you. Alright, so this is our crate. Like I said, they're super easy to cut. This one just snapped right in half. So I am gonna now use these two pieces for the bottom and the top of my stool. And then I am gonna make the legs out of 4 of these smaller pieces. So I'm gonna cut these down into 1-inch thick sticks. I'm gonna measure out about 17 inches for each leg. And there we go. These are the 4 pieces that will become the legs of our stool. Now I have a few tips for cutting plastic. One is that you can either use a handsaw like I am, or you can use a circular saw. Either way, you are gonna have to make several passes, and you are gonna have to go nice and slow and just take your time with it. It is plastic after all, and it doesn't require a whole lot of force to cut it. So you just have to be patient and you're gonna be just fine. Also, when you're cutting, wear some sort of glove on your dominant hand. This isn't required, but I find that it does help and it keeps your fingers out of the way of the blade. And lastly, always wear eye protection when working with saws. Alright, so now that we have all of our pieces cut, I am going to sand down the edges just to make sure there aren't any rough spots that could poke somebody or hurt somebody. I am using 100 grit sandpaper, and I am just gonna sand down all of the edges of every single piece. Now it is important to sand down the edges because while plastic is very durable, it can also be very brittle. And those little plastic shards can get caught under your skin or in your clothes, and that is just something we don't want. We want this stool to be safe and enjoyable for everybody who uses it. Next, we're going to pre-drill some holes for our screws. And the reason we do this is to keep the plastic from splitting or cracking, because plastic is very easy to strip. So by pre-drilling the holes, we avoid stripping the plastic. And then we're just gonna screw the legs onto the seat of our stool. Now it is a good idea to use a clamp to hold everything in place while you are screwing it in, just to make sure that everything lines up. Now this is pretty easy to do, but you're gonna have to use your best judgment. So for example, the legs of this stool aren't perfectly even. So I'm gonna have to decide which leg goes where, how to make everything line up as best as possible. And there we go. Our stool is complete. And again, you could leave it as is or you could paint it. I like to use a primer first, and then I follow that up with 2 coats of paint. Now I am painting this for a friend of mine, and she requested this beautiful sky blue color, so that is what we are gonna do. I am gonna let the paint dry, and then we'll come back and take a look at the finished product. Okay, so here's the finished stool. How beautiful is this thing? It turned out amazing. Look at that gorgeous color. The paint is completely dry and this thing is ready to be enjoyed. It's strong, it's sturdy, it's beautiful. I love how it turned out, and my friend absolutely loved it. She's actually been asking me for a stool like this for months and months, so I am so glad that we were able to make it happen. She's getting this stool for her daughter who is going off to college next month, and she wanted to send it off with a special gift from mom. So that's what we're doing. So here's how you make a small table out of plastic crates. It's basically the same process as making the stool. You just have to decide how many crates you want on the bottom, how many crates you want on the top, and then you are gonna stack them side by side. Now you're gonna notice that each crate has these little grooves on the side. What I'm gonna do is stack the crates so that those grooves interlock. You can see here where the black groove goes into the white groove. So you just have to kind of figure out how to stack them so that they stay in place and don't move. Then once you have them stacked, you're gonna screw them together. So that's what I did here. I screwed the top 3 crates to the bottom 3 crates. You could either put screws in from the top down, or you could put screws in from the bottom up. I did a combination of both here, just depending on where the screw would go in easiest. And then you're gonna repeat that process for every side. So you are gonna screw all sides together and then you are gonna fill in the gaps with some wood putty. Now you can either paint the whole thing or you can paint the top part and leave the bottom part natural. I decided to paint both parts on this table and then I sealed it with a polyurethane. I just wanted it to last longer. Polyurethane adds a lot of durability to the paint and it makes it resistant to water, moisture, scratches, dings, dents, all that stuff. So I really recommend using it. So here's the finished product. This is the table. Again, this was made from 6 plastic crates. They were $8 a piece. So for $48, I got a beautiful table. It came out amazing. I love how it turned out and my friend's daughter loves it. So that's a win-win in my book. Plus, I diverted 6 plastic crates from the landfill and I know my friend is gonna enjoy watching her daughter enjoy the table. So that's a double win. So here's another view of the table. Again, this is the top part and this is the bottom part. I did stain the top part and I did paint the bottom part, but you could do whatever combination you want. You could stain the whole thing, you could paint the whole thing, you could paint the top and leave the bottom part natural. Whatever floats your boat. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you feel inspired to create something beautiful from plastic. Please remember to like and share and subscribe. And don't forget to check out my online store where you can buy an upcycled plastic bag rug or t-shirt tote bag or other items made from recycled plastic. As always, I appreciate each and every single one of you and I'll see you next time.